What's up there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Military Logistics Simulator. So I noticed a video the other day by Aerosoft that they are working on this game at the moment. There is a demo available at the moment on Steam. So I'm going to be taking a look at it. I'm going to be giving my honest opinion on it. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do grab yourself a drink. Let's hit the battleground. Right then guys, so first things first, when I saw Military Logistics Simulator, I thought this must be similar to Truck and Logistics Simulator, a game that I've covered on this channel and enjoyed, at least for the most part. And one of the better Aerosoft games. Well, you can put all those thoughts to one side because this game is not even by the same developer. It's actually by Nano Games, who made Off-Road Truck Simulator Heavy Duty Challenge. So yeah, this is a game and a studio which I'm not familiar with. Obviously, the publisher, Aerosoft, have made a bunch of games. And look, let's be honest, they have a tendency to release games that are incomplete, not updated, don't work properly, especially when they're ported to console. Games like Fernbus Simulator, where, as far as I know, that game still doesn't really work properly on console. Thankfully, I play on PC, and I'm not trying to be sort of big or clever when I say that, but all I mean is their PC games tend to be slightly better optimized, although not perfect. And this game, to be honest with you, from the demo stage, is not great. I'll be totally honest, there's people who are saying that it's good. Fine, if you hold that opinion, but I have had very mixed results with this game performance-wise, ranging from smooth to absolutely awful. Frame rate hitches and all sorts of stuff. We'll get into it all. Hopefully we'll see some of it. I just want to take you through the options firstly. So immediately you're thrown into the language and it says language, very long setting name. So clearly this demo is in an early stage. Things have not been tidied up. Things have not been finished off. And this is all part of the, I guess, Unreal Engine, I would assume, sort of coding bits and bobs, things that I don't know about. Video wise, I've got it set to windowed full screen, which is not my preferred option generally. I would go full screen usually, but that is not an option here. We only have windowed or windowed full screen. Running at 1440p, colorblind mode, very long setting name. Yeah, we're just assuming that that's default. I've also got the quality preset to high. Now there is an ultra setting. I turned it down to try and help myself out really with performance. Now my PC is not a slouch. It's not. I'm not saying it's top of the range, but it's certainly capable. I've never come across any real issues with performance in games unless there's a coding problem, and I have seen major issues with this game. I'm going to actually set the FPS to 60. Wow, how many different options are there? 60. I'm going to hit apply change and confirm that. I want to lock it to 60. Vertical sync is still showing that very long settings name. Right, let's progress on. Audio, music is off to avoid any copyright strikes. Input. Now, inputs are quite interesting. You play predominantly with keyboard and mouse, but you can also play with a controller. I haven't tried a steering wheel. Now, as you are walking around a lot, I don't know whether a steering wheel would be beneficial in this game, but for this video and all intensive purposes, we're using keyboard and mouse with an Xbox Series controller on the side for the driving. You do have hotkeys, which are quite useful. We'll get into all that. And again, controls, you've got sensitivity and invert settings. So we're going to escape and I'm going to hit start demo. Now let's just crack on and get into the gameplay. Now, I don't know whether you've been following Aerosoft, but they have done their own videos on this game, and even the presenter that, I guess she must be a developer. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I kind of skipped through the video. She seemed to struggle with some of the gameplay elements, and I would say anybody will, because there's certain things about this game that are slightly different to other simulators, and there's a lot of bugs as well, and things that can go wrong and make it so that you can't progress. So I'm hoping that I'm painting an honest picture of this game. I'm not trying to present this game in a positive light, really. I'm trying to give my honest opinion only. I'm not getting paid to promote this game in any capacity. Neither am I paid to promote any games on my channel. This is all my honest opinion, me having fun, and just trying to give you really a bit of, entertainment. So you start off with a character creation screen. You can pick what you want. I'm going to go with this fella with the mustache. You can attach headgear. You've got all these different sort of clothing settings. Utility belts can be added on, etc. I'm just going to hit start game. We're going to jump in, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a reasonable experience performance-wise. When I tried this game last night, I recorded a video on it, and it did not work properly at all. It was stuttering. It was all over the shop performance-wise. When I've tried it today, it seems to be a bit better, and I don't think it's had an update, so I don't really know why that is the case. Okay, well, what I will say is things are looking smooth so far. I'm going to give you a minor tour of the first area that you're in here, or the kind of the base, should we call it. You've got some folks over here. We're going to come to them in just a moment. You've got one fella walking around in a circle. Got some destruction here. You've got a vehicle here, which is obviously very loud. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. We've also got an area here which, as you can see, needs a bit of a tidy up. This is the warehouse. We'll be coming back here. Fella here. What I want to do is, by wandering around like this, I want the game to start hitching. So I can show you what it's like. We've got a drone here, and as you can see there, we are now running into some performance issues. More drones on the wall. Don't know whether they become a factor in the game. But it seems like the more rooms that I go into, the more the game struggles. This fella here, if we press talk to him, he shows you what you can build. So you've got a vehicle depot, armory, warehouse and supply, K9 training facility. So I think what you can do is earn money and upgrade the base. Now, why I am, or you are as the player, responsible for upgrading the base, I have no idea how that works out storyline wise. And as you can see, we're into performance issues. Although it seems to have settled down now. We've got a military shop here. This guy runs it, and he's going to tell you to come back when you've got the full game. So he looks to have all sorts of stuff here. I wonder how much of this will be available to buy. I'm sure if it's laid out, it'll be in the game. What we should be doing here is going to talk to the colonel here. We've also got a dog here. Now, this dog is involved in one of the missions, and you can talk to them. I'll give you a medal for your duty, good boy, bow wow. So we will come to that because they're involved in a mission. But you can actually explore the base, and it's quite extensive, to be fair. You can go quite far across here. And if you've got Steam and a PC and you fancy checking it out for yourself, the demo is available now. As of, we are in June 2025. So, yeah, this is the kind of opening section. And if the performance gets too bad, I might actually restart. One other thing I wanted to show you, actually, wander through here, back to where we were, is some of the assets aren't actually stuck down. So if you go over here, for example, and you run into these containers, you'll see, for example, if I walk into these are all stuck in position. Everything's stuck. You can't move it, as you would expect with a game. If you walk into these, though, well, these are not stuck down. They also seem to have no weight at all. So you can literally just push them, and they end up, at times firing off in the air and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if you want to have some fun with those, feel free. So, I have explored a few areas, and I feel like those areas have been loaded into memory, and that's why we are struggling a little bit. It seems to be in that drone thing especially. So what I'm going to do is reload in at this point here, or roundabout here, and give the game a fair shot without going into any buildings that are unnecessary. And I want to see if we still run into performance problems. Bear with me a sec, guys. Stay tuned. I'm coming right back. Okay then, guys, so I've loaded back in. one thing that I will note is, for some reason, when you load back in, I don't know whether it's because I've now got the Xbox controller turned on, but nothing has changed. The Xbox controller was on before, but now when I go to move the mouse, nothing happens. I have to hold down the right mouse button to get things to move. This is just these bugs that you get used to with these Aerosoft games, and really, why should you have to get used to anything? It should all work, right? Anyway, we're talking to the kernel. We've received a bunch of stuff in the top corner. We'll get into that. But basically, welcome to Logistics Recruitment. Logistics Regiment, the backbone of the army, not for the lazy or weak. Do you think you're cut out for the job? Can you pass my Sigma test? Well, basically, he's going to go and get us to tidy up the warehouse. So that's where we're going now. And off we go. So we're going to go and find the warehouse. Well, we know where that is because it's marked before us. So pretty easy going so far. And as you can see, guys, we've got helicopter in the sky. There's a few things moving around. But performance-wise, things seem to be smooth again. My mouse is working again now. Just noticed. Fantastic. Right, so first things first, we need to tidy up this mess. Now, you might think, well, this is exactly the same as other games. You'd start off with a bit of tidy up. And this is going to take ages because there's loads of stuff. And if you were to just click on these things, well, press E, sorry. So you press E to pick it up and then you click left mouse button to place. And you might think, well, I've placed that, this is going to take ages to do all these. Well, the good thing is with this game, you can actually pick up multiple items. And as you can see across the bottom across your hotbar, you can pick up 6 items at a time. So you've got a hotbar where you can, say for example, if you put something down, you've then got the option of switching, kind of like, you know, the typical kind of Minecraft scenario where you can switch between your items in your hotbar. So it makes it easier, really, and quicker. So we're just going to literally pick these things up like this, and then you can sort them pretty easy. And hopefully we won't take too long doing this. I would probably recommend not mixing and matching your batch of stuff in your hotbar and just focusing it. And also, guys, things can only go in certain places. Why is it so dark in here now? Is it just me? It wasn't as dark as this before. I can barely see. I don't know whether something's changed with the game. I don't think it's been updated. But yeah, anyway, basically, my point that I wanted to make here is that these are mines, okay? And they've got a specific place that they can go on the shelves. You can only place them on certain shelves. Now, you'll also notice that my hotbar is not filling up as much because you can have multiples of certain items. So with the mines, for example, you can have 3 in each slot. Now, you could place them here, but during the tutorial, it doesn't recognise them as being tidied. It only recognises them if you place them on the shelves that are highlighted. And as you can see there, the number on the left-hand side there is now 35 out of 40 items tidied up. So we're going to continue picking up these missiles. I don't know whether, as a recruit, we would be allowed to touch missiles usually. And according to that, we've completed it, but there's still 2 items to go. Anyway, we finished the job. Let's go and see the kernel. Not too happy about the lighting here. This is very dark, and I don't know whether it's just because the time of day's changed, but we've just loaded back in as like a fresh start. Surely we would have chance to live out the rest of the daylight hours. Anyway, kernel. We've done it, and as you see there, we've got some credits and some experience up in the top right. So those credits are your money, basically, as you would expect. And he's saying, well done. He loves the smell of hard work in the morning. And we're just going to say nothing like sweat and tears. I thought you wanted to be a Sigma, so drop the attitude. I have new orders. Take the medical supplies and load them onto the chopper. Right, so medical supplies to the chopper. We're going back to the warehouse. And we are going to load up these 2 vehicles here. So, we've got 2 sets of medical supplies. Some are small, some are large. Now, I do wish there was some ulterior way of transporting these things to the cars, like a pallet or something, like a trolley, something usual. I don't think soldiers would be expected to just pick stuff up. I'm being very critical here, guys. Not too sure what this is used for. Some sort of scanner. But anyway, you can't use anything from what I can determine here apart from your hands. I could be wrong. So it's a case of carrying. You can carry 6 at a time. There's pallets here, but you can't use them. Just check and make sure there's no other way of doing this. It's so dark. I mean, the game wasn't like this 2 seconds ago. I've never seen this warehouse be so dark and dingy. There's some lights off in here, surely. So we're pressing E to fill up our hotbar again, or inventory, whatever you want to call it. Coming over here, clicking. So we've got 12 of 25 done. Again, it's hitching a bit now. For some unknown reason, I mean, why? We've had smooth performance. We come in here. I think it's just the number of items that the game's loading in. It's not optimised, basically. I don't know what you'd have to do. You'd have to knock the settings down even lower if you're looking to play the demo. But yeah, the problem with Aerosoft is they don't actually update these things. Now, I'm being harsh, and it's not really fair because it's only a demo. So bear that in mind. But we've often seen so many times with Aerosoft games that the actual game comes out and it just doesn't run properly. Right, anyway, we've collected all of the small packets of medicine. We've got a large one up here, and that's going to be basically 25 of 25, and we're going to pop this on the other truck here. So that's in place. So the next thing to do here is to transport the medical supplies, and we'll start with the big truck. And I'm going to use the Xbox controller for this. So there's a number of things you can do here with the Xbox controller. You can move the camera around as you would expect with the right stick, and wow, is that laggy now. You can switch on the lights with B, and wow, is that bright. What else can you do? You can get in and out by pressing X. For some reason, when you're in the large truck as well, music plays, even though I've got music switched off. So hopefully there's no copyright strikes for that. Y gives you an internal view like this where the music gets even louder. But for now, guys, I'm going to hold down the right trigger. And we're going to head down here, basically heading to the chopper. Throw some lights on. As you can tell, the driving's a little bit rough. It's not the worst. But yeah, from what I've seen of the heavy duty game, this seems to be, you know, you can tell it's the same developer in my opinion anyway. It seems to be similar. Right, so we're here now. I'm going to switch back to mouse and keyboard in order to offload these items. So I'm going to press E. I keep pressing the wrong thing, and I'm going to click with my left mouse button there. Basically, once we've got the items on the thing, we can use this controller. In fact, I might try and do it now. No, it's not allowing us to, so I'll show you that in just a moment. Let's hop back in the truck. Try the mouse and keyboard controls here as well this time, because there's nothing to suggest that you have to use the Xbox controller, but as you can see, major lag here, and I wonder whether medium settings would help. I don't know what's causing that. I've got no other programs running in the background or anything like that, so let's try medium. Hopefully we won't break the game. Okay, that does seem better. It's just unfortunate because I'm used to playing on epic settings and I actually can't see any difference in the graphics. I mean, you might be able to. The resolution's probably bumped down a little bit there. Draw distance maybe. Anyway, we'll park over here. There we go. Right. Next up. is this one. So as you can see as well, there's licensing going on here. These trucks are MAN. At least that one is. These don't seem to be licensed. Alright, so the lighter of the trucks, but it does have a gun on the top. I do wonder whether you'll be able to use that gun in the game. That could be quite good if you get into those situations. I guess that's the whole point, isn't it? That's the whole draw of the thing. I don't want to see the game cut to a cutscene where there's, you know, war going on or some sort of defensive thing happening. I want to be in control of that. And guys, I would ask, obviously, that you forgive me for my negative tone towards this game. I'm not trying to be just negative for no reason. I'm sure anybody who's played Aerosoft games will be able to testify that you cannot expect much with these games, but the little that you can expect, you would expect the basics to be covered at least. Anyway, we are loading up medical supplies to be loaded onto this chopper. So again, we're taking 6, smashing them down, and that should be the last slot there. And once you've loaded the 25 units of medical supplies, we would then run the CTS. Don't know what the CTS stands for, but I'm going to press E actually. That might have been what I was doing wrong, but this basically loading thing, crane, whatever you want to call it,
well
system
done, soldier! Keep it up!
comes in and starts picking this stuff up. There we go. Seems to be quite nicely modelled. I mean, you can go up in there as well, by the way. You can see this is all modelled. Now, you can actually get all the way forward here. You can see the cockpit. I don't know whether you get a chance to fly these things, but most definitely there's weaponry there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And, yeah.
Good job, soldier.
I was kind of hoping that when I stayed in here that I would accidentally end up going on the mission with the helicopter and probably breaking the game, but that doesn't happen. Basically what does happen is these things get loaded in, and then we have to go back to the Colonel. And there we have it. What I did see is that this is loose. So if you were to jump up here, you can push that, which is quite amusing. Anyway, back to the Colonel we will go. So I like to fiddle with games. I like to mess around with them, as you may have noticed. I think they deserve to be pushed and broken and fiddled with. It's a playtime. Games are not, especially not games like this. It's not a serious affair, right? It's a game is a video game after all. It's for fun, and that's basically the top and bottom of it, right? Even with simulators, I dare say. I know that might offend some people. Right, let's park up over here. Didn't put the lights on this one. As you can see, the lights are glowing bright for that one. Right, there we go. Right, let's go and see the Colonel. We have done what we needed to do. I don't think we've followed military/government protocol by parking forward, though. Probably being bothered for that. But I doubt highly that the game has any interest in that. Right, let's see what he's got to say next. So, I hear that the medical supplies are ready for transport. Fantastic. Next, he wants us to load these civilians into this vehicle. So, can we use any of these as well? Because I wouldn't mind driving over there myself, actually. So you can actually drive any vehicle. Now, I would like a little Jeep to drive around in, actually. But that's quite good, actually, that you can actually hop in and use transport. Use any vehicle available to you to drive. I didn't know that. Right, we'll hop out. What's this guy saying? So he's saying, sorry soldier, if you leave the base without a pass, you'll be put in jail. The pass is not available in the demo. Fine. We're going to do it here. So, we've got some civilians here. This guy's chilled out now. Hello, soldier. Are you here to take us to safety? Yes, my orders to take you to the transport. Let's go. So, the transport that they need to get into is this vehicle here. As you can see, wow. Some are more athletic than others, but they are all eventually running. Even this fella. Right, so this seems to be the spokesperson. Let's speak to him. Get into the vehicle. And there they go. So they're in now, but we need to talk to the driver. So drive to the chopper. Off he goes. He or she, I couldn't tell. Right, off they go. And I'm just going to check their driving because it was a bit wonky before. And yet, still wonky. They went smashing into those cones. Right, we're going back to Colonel Anderson, so let's get back in our vehicle and drive back. Might as well. Yeah, the game seems to be running alright with medium settings. I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest with you, but don't see why I should have to drop my settings that far. Don't have to do it with any other games. Right. Right, Mr. Anderson. So, well done. It feels like you're ready for some responsibility. We'll assign you a part for the next task. Partners, this is where the dog comes into it. And basically, yeah, he wants us to use the dog to locate the explosives. Right. Search for mines. Good boy. Off he goes. And we're just going to follow him. Whoa, watch out there, fella. There's a mine right here. Don't know whether you've noticed, so we'll pick that one up. Let's see if you can find any more. You're saying that this fella's a mine. Alright, well, we've brought him back anyway, so there we go. The explosives are secured. Maybe you are worthy of joining my regiment. Well, you've given me all this responsibility, fella. I somehow have the capacity to upgrade this base, even though you're saying that I'm only just learning what's required here. It's time for another Sigma test. Plug in electrical cables in the hangar to get the power back on in the quartermaster office. So we're going to head here next, generator. So let's see what this is. So take the generator, take the cables. Right. Anything else? Power up lamps. Okay. Well, anybody could have done this job. Are the lamps in here? Left mouse button to attach wire. Are they outside? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's quite cool, actually. Right. They're all attached together. So, I'm going to put the generator somewhere here, I guess. And use wire again. Use that one. Cable segment is too long. Right, let's move this closer then. Not too sure where this goes. Ah, there it is. Okay, so it's attached. It's not switched on, but for some reason we've got power. So I wonder whether this holds power then, but yeah. I thought generators usually you switch them on. But anyway, report to the Colonel. It's time to give you some real responsibility. I'm sure we've already said that. Yes, I'm ready. Your enthusiasm is palpable. Let's get to it. From now on, you're allowed to expand the base. Use the resources we grant you for completed missions. Okay, yes sir. So we're going to go over here and chat to this engineer dude and basically buy upgrades. So E, show me what I can build. Here are my suggestions. Did it tell us which upgrade we should do? A vehicle depot is specialised facility used for storage, maintenance and repair vehicles. Unlocks vehicle repairs, right, okay. Oops. I want to continue. I want to press escape there. Where's my mouse gone now? Seem to have broke the game. Hold on. Right, let's try this. Okay, it's letting me select across the bottom. There we go. Armory. An armory is a secured location where weapons, ammunition and other military equipment is stored. Doesn't tell you how much it is though. Well, we've done that one. So we did have 1.6 thousand. We've now got 1.3 thousand. Can we afford to do this one as well? Oh, yes, yeah, so it's only 300. So we're doing each of those, I guess. We've upgraded the canine thing. Oh, nice little dog's house. Right, let's get back to the kernel then. So what have we done there? So we've unlocked the vehicle place, which... not too sure where that is. Is it round here? Be nice to have a little map here, wouldn't it? Anyway, we upgraded and opened a bunch of stuff. One thing that we did do is to buy the dog a house, which is quite nice. And there's the dog's house. That's looking a lot better. Do we have 2 dogs now? Yes, we do. Ah, wonderful. Got a little friend now. Right, okay. I love the new vehicle depot. Good job. What about the others? Now you're going to take care of our defences. We have some turrets ready, but they need power. Set up 3 generators, 1 for each turret. So you see what we're doing at first here. I don't think we can leave the base, so we're not going to be doing anything massive. And we already know how to connect generators. So what I will say, guys, if you want to see more of this game, do let me know. Right then, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this introductory look at Military Logistics Simulator. My first impressions are not great, to be honest with you. I do wish the performance issues weren't there and that you could apply higher graphic settings without running into hitching and frame rate problems. And really, that all comes down to optimization. It's clear that the game is doing something coding-wise, like loading in assets that don't need to be permanently loaded in. There's things that aren't fixed down that should be fixed down. And aside from that, I'd be interested to see what the actual gameplay is like when you get out into the wider world and you're kind of transporting things across greater distances. I just hope that it's not what it appears to be, which is fairly boring, really, overall. That's my initial impressions and my honest view on it. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to provide a form of information, if not a full review, because we don't have the full game yet. But yeah, guys, I hope it was helpful anyway. And if you did enjoy it, let me know. Otherwise, guys, please do take care of yourselves. And I'll catch you guys again soon.